Ahoy! As is tradition during the autumn of every year, here is the long-awaited gear showcase video. As usual, I'm going to start with the equipment itself, then go on to stuff like merit, honor medal, wings, titles, and so on. And so you won't be bored to death, I edited all this to be shown above some gameplay content as well. Still wearing the same old amulet from a few thousand runs of Awakened Hazardous Valley, but over time I've managed to upgrade its chaos level a bit with all the chaos safeguards we received from various events. Actually got really lucky succeeding to 11 there, which is nice for a change. The rings haven't changed either. To be honest, I feel like buying Mazel would be an overkill, and I'm far from strong enough to farm FT3 yet. As for Rings of Luck and Critical Rings +4, once again I believe they aren't worth it yet. Maybe next year. That helmet is the newest addition to my set. Until about a month ago I'd been using Sigmetal with full critical build, but with all the new content being added to the game I started focusing a bit more on defense. Now normally I tell people to get critical damage in helmets and weapons, and I still think that's true unless you've got Extreme 5 weapons, but this time I made an exception. The reason for that was simply that this helmet was a lot cheaper. Otherwise I would have gone for critical slots too, but anyway, can't complain about it so far. My bike is entirely new as well. I actually made that one myself, and yes, I know many people consider maximum critical rate in a bike unworthy. However, let me explain why I chose this setup. The first two slots were already filled with critical damage, so filling the third one with the same would have been very risky due to low success rate. So if not damaged, then the only other valid options would have been rate or amp. I already had enough rate and indeed more than needed, so that wasn't an option, and amp is only 5% in an extended bike slot. Now if you compare that with gloves, for example, depending on the grade you get 9 or 10% amp. That's about twice as much as it is for a bike slot. Whereas max rate in gloves is 3% for the first slot and 2% for every other slot. So in a bike you get half as much amp, but up to the same amount of max rate. Still using this epaulet once again because I think it would not be worth upgrading to a new one. The same applies to belt as well. Success rate is far too low to try myself, and the extra stats for +19 or +20 are not worth the price in my opinion yet. And it's a similar matter with the Cornelian as well, so it's +18 too. Well, I don't really know what to tell you about the orbs. I purchased both of them as they are now, except they were at Divine level 11 and I upgraded them with about a year's worth of Divine safeguards from various events. And right now I'm considering switching to the Palladium one to something with Extreme 4, but at this rate with farming it will take a long time. I've got similar Master's suit and gloves. As you can see, I absolutely love maximum critical rate, so I decided to go with that. Hence all the rate from orbs, helmet and bike. And I must say they have been doing impressively well, especially in terms of defense. I could finish Tower of the Dead B3F alone with a full Sig Metal set and only use one protection of Veradrix because I didn't pay attention. The boots are Sig Metal with full amp. I've been thinking about replacing those with highest grade as the next step in my equipment, but not sure yet. In any case, I'm sure the extra defense will be welcome. Anyway, let's move on to the earrings. They are identical, one of them I bought as it is, and the other one I upgraded myself from zero, using the safeguards I mentioned at the amulets. Usually those events with chaos safeguards for amulet also gave us earring versions as well. As for the bracelets, a while ago I made a video of opening more than 100 Sienna's bracelet containers and both of them came from those. As you remember, I even organized a giveaway for one of the bracelets from those boxes. Can't say much about the factors. Any character at around the level of mine probably has perfect ones, so it's not a big deal. Then there's the Amber Charm +7. I must say the damage reduction from it has been quite helpful, especially in arena type of dungeons like Glacius Inferno and Eternal Chaos Arena. Both of my Arcanas are +15, and you may remember a video about that ancient event that the players of Europe are still talking about every day. We received universal chaos safeguards for completing some tasks, and that was the time I managed to upgrade all my chaos items to +15. Well, except the Arcane of Laws. That one remained +14, and over the years I decided to swap it for Guardian as it's more useful for me. I'm not much of a war player. And the talisman is still only plus 10, maybe one day I'll change it for a destruction one, but not anytime soon. And I've got one more critical ring to replace the Ring of Luck while using auras. Now let's move on to the pet. I changed its appearance to pirate ship to match my character's style. The normal slots have mostly critical rate in them, as I was missing some of that. I know it's not an ideal build, but it's really hard to get your hands on a pet with maximum critical rate in the normal slots, and I've used 37 selective untrained kits on that last slot trying to get it, but up until now I've had no luck with it. In the Covenant and Trust slots I didn't really have any specific goal as long as the contents would increase my damage or survival in some way. They are still waiting for a few dozen more reset kits, so at least I won't run out of things to use them on anytime soon. Still using the same pirate costume here. Funny thing is, about 3 or 4 years ago people called me stupid for buying a 3% MCR slot seal for my costume. But the tides have changed and now they are jealous of this. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the wing and vehicle slots. Basically, I just added slots to them to have something, anything in them, and be able to apply the epic converters. It worked out quite well actually. So that's it for the equipment. My passive skills are currently like this. I decided to delete HP and get defense rate instead of it due to some new content adding more and more ways to gain more HP, so I felt like defense rate would be more beneficial. Let's move on to the runes. Well, I've basically got every essence rune learned and maxed except ignore damage reduction, ignore resist critical rate and magic attack too. As of the making of this video, we still don't have the second grade runes for attack rate, defense rate and whatnot. And I'm still rocking it with the old blended runes. Personally, I don't think it's worth learning any of these, and the only reason I've got them is because of a really old hunting event where bosses would drop blended rune cubes. As for the titles, I'm currently using the combined level title for 1400 levels. That one is awarded for having a sum of at least 1.4k of character levels in the same account and same server. The war title is for reaching rank 20. That special title is for winning the guild video event of 2020 and it's going to expire soon, but normally I'd be using the title for being in a level 12 guild. And the displayed one doesn't actually have any benefits, but it's awarded for killing the final boss of Awakened Forbidden Island. You can see my wing progress right here. Reckon there's not much to say about that. As for the training part, I dedicated my points to dev blow up training, and intend to save the next few for some later update to continue on this line. Then we've got merit. Over time I managed to max out the golden mastery and currently I'm developing platinum. A quick interruption, I know merit takes insanely long times and that wars are pretty boring to farm, but in the long run it's absolutely worth it. You can see the complete stats of golden merit right here, with the white values applied in wars and the orange values are expanded to fields as well. As you can see, they are really significant. Then there's Platinum Mastery. I started this one with the offensive tree but only got until this point with expanded critical damage. I'd go on with it, but the problem is opening the next slot in this tree would take something like 120 days and I'm not that patient. So I started going for the tree with defense rate in the meantime. Once again, I must say that merit has crazy stat bonuses and is absolutely worth doing, but you have to understand that it's going to take a very long time. So I don't know, maybe this helps, maybe it doesn't, but the way I look at it is it's something going on in the background while you're playing. I mean, you don't always look at the progress, you just keep developing it and then one day you realize you're actually there already. And then you see how much difference it makes, even if you don't actually notice those small steps in the progress. Anyway, I've wasted enough of your time with this philosophy. Let's go to Honor Medal. Lately, we've had several good events with selective reset scrolls, so I'm quite satisfied with the current options here. I'm mainly focusing on damage here, but yeah, there's still plenty of work to do. And not just with the reset scrolls, as I'm not even halfway through hero grade so far. That's a lot of wars to do still. And last but not least, we've got the collection system stats. Currently you can see I've got those 3 pages completed, and right now in Europe we don't yet have the partial benefits. But as you can see, I've made quite a lot of progress with many of them, so once the next update finally arrives to this server and we get out of the Stone Age, many of those are going to apply some extra stats. So a summary of all the stats I've currently got are visible here, and yes, I have attack and defense power values censored because I think those numbers are pointless and far too easy to manipulate to make it look like your character is stronger than it actually is. So the only real use of that is for competitive players to compete against each other on who can achieve the highest red number there. And I'd like to encourage people not to judge others based on that number alone. So there you go, the gear showcase video of 2020. And now for the last boss wave of Eternal Chaos Arena without any windows or icons interrupting your viewing pleasure. And I'm going to finally shut up too, so thank you for watching, and as usual the comment section is available to discuss related stuff. Ahoy!